Hey guys, and welcome to the second part of FL4ME WITH A's channel on how to remove the rear door cards. Here we are with one of the door cards here. I've already taken it out in video 1. If you haven't seen video 1, I suggest you go watch it if you want to know how to take off the driver's side, because in this video we're going to show you how to take the passenger side off, and also how to upgrade the back speaker from the small one to an even bigger speaker. And in this video we are also going to be doing the tweeter, and we're going to be using some sound deadening as well. So you can see how that's all done straight after this intro. Hey guys, and welcome back to part 2 of this door card removal in the rear of the Scirocco. Like I said before, I haven't seen anybody with a video on doing the rear ones. The driver side one was actually pretty easy to do, so let's see if we can do the passenger side. We haven't got that silly little bit at the bottom that says, like, what was it saying on there? Something to do with the like the alarm system thing, so we haven't got to worry about that. All we've got to worry about is taking the tweeter one off, I hope. The first thing we need to do, so let's get on with it, because it's pretty dark in this car. I need to get some lighting really. Is remember, wrap the seatbelt around the seat, pull the seat down, and then you need to get your T25 key, however you've got it, and then you need to undo this bolt here. Can you see it? It's just there. Yeah. Right. So now I'm just going to quickly go ahead and take that off. I say quickly, but it's pretty tight. So just undo that and remember to put it somewhere. It seems a bit strange that the only thing that's holding this door card on is this actual screw. Yeah. Never mind, I'm just going to put that away somewhere safe for a minute. I don't think we'll need this anymore because we didn't on the other side. And then this goes back up. I'm going to just put you in a position where you can hopefully see if my camera allows light. And I'm going to come round in a position where I'm not in the way as well, because that'll just be easier. I'm going to get in a position where I can see, and then I'll know you guys will be able to see. Yeah, this is good. Right, so let's bring the camera down. So, last time we started with this bit here, so I kind of just got this in. I think I pulled it away from here first. So, we kind of want to get a go on it here. Remember, guys, please get some trim tools, because you're gonna make life so much easier if you just buy some trim tools. Here we go. So that comes away from there. It actually exposes the clips. I'll probably better prise this one off. I'm gonna go with a different trim tool if I can find them. I'll do underneath my foot, because I can see better today. Let's see what's going on. There we go. Right, so that was that side. And then if I remember rightly, that's all done. If I remember rightly, I'll be able to get behind here, and I think that it slid off sort of at that angle. So let's see if we can do that. Let's just see if we can get my fingers under there first. Probably should be wearing gloves, because I always tell you guys to wear gloves, and then I don't ever put them on myself. On my own worst enemy. Right, so let's see if we can. There we go. It sounds really nasty, but it isn't. It isn't nasty at all. So, once that's done, what we did last time was literally give it a slide forward, like that, and then the door card's released. Remember that it's connected to the tweeter from behind. This side seems a lot easier. It's probably because I cleared the car out a bit as well. So that helped. Last time I had loads of stuff in the way. I can't really show you this connection, but once you see it, guys, you'll realise how easy it is actually to get off. And that's not hard at all. I say that, and I'm struggling to get it off. There we go. All you need to do is pull like a little flap thing away, and then it releases it. Right, that is all that is to hold that door card on. Right, there isn't anything else holding it on. I'm just gonna see if I can turn it around. The limited amount of space I've got. If you've got a Scirocco, you'll know there's not a lot of space in here at all. So all that's there is that little connection. So that's that. And then we've got the door card here itself. I'm just going to swing you around so you can have a quick look about there. Oops. Come on, camera. There we go. So there's a clip here. This one is actually still fine. This won't even need to be replaced. Like I said, they're not expensive. They're a couple of quid. We're going to have to replace the tweeter that's in there with the new one that comes with the Kenwood system. Looks like there's some sort of push fit in there that goes into this. So that's just like a little push fit clip. It's like a little plastic clip. Everything else just seems to push in. I mean, there's one bolt holding this thing on. Absolutely crazy. And then there's another clip down here which is probably salvageable. I mean, I've got some new ones anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And then you've got a nice little foam bit that covers that up, and then the speakers. I'm going to be upgrading this to a bigger speaker here because these are tiny, really, for a Scirocco, and I'm sure that we'll be able to. Hopefully, this is all bored out once we've taken this away, and we'll be able to get behind there nice and easy. But I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just going to quickly go get the drill set up with the pieces that I need, and then if you don't know how to drill out rivets, you're about to find out. So let's go ahead and do that. The next stage is removing this actual speaker to get it out of here. When you're drilling out rivets, what you need to do is get a piece that will fit into the rivet itself. Because if you know what a rivet does, when it's in there, the back is pulled through and expands, and then as it expands, it holds it in. But I'm going to be replacing these for normal screws because I just think they hold better, and I'm going to be putting sound deadening around them anyway. So the first thing that you need to do is drill it out. I've tried the other side already because I wanted to have a go at doing it to see if it would actually work, and it seems to just burn up and then just come off anyway. But I'll show you an example of what I mean once I've done it. So, I mean, if you want to just get out of the way, I would just disconnect that and then just do it nice and slow because you don't want to drill through anything or damage anything. You see that what it's done, it gets to a point where the drill sticks in there and then it just comes away anyway. So that's loose there. So I'm just going to quickly go around and do the rest of them, and then you guys can see how it comes away. It gets really hot, so don't touch these afterwards. Let them cool down a bit, just because you don't want to get burnt. One more. Once you get it to a point where they're pretty much ready to go, you could just hold on to this and just give it a nice little tug, and it will come away like that. And there the rivets there, they're still on it, but I'm not really bothered because I don't care about the speakers, so I'm upgrading to new ones. I'm just going to show you now what you need to do next to get it to fit. So first of all, you need to get rid of any of the rivets that might be in there. They come out really easily. If they do what just happened there, it will happen on the other side as well. If they fall down here, and there's a really big gap. Look how far my arm can go. So there's quite a big gap. You don't need to upgrade the pods, I don't think, because, I mean, this is a pretty good pod itself. I mean, look how much sound it's got in there. I'm going to be putting sound deadening around the gaps and around the edges just because it'll just help add towards the sound effects on there. Once that's done, you're going to end up with these little holes that used to be where the speaker went. There's a little guide on here. I'm going to have to take you off and just quickly show you. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much of a wobble. There we go. So, if you can see here, these are little cutouts. You need to leave this one there because you're going to need to feed the wire through there when you're putting it on. And then also down here, this line following here, you want to cut from here, and you want to cut all the way around so that this is bigger here. So you see where my fingers go around there until you get back to that line again up there. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. It's really easy to cut. All you need to do is use a Stanley blade, so that's really easy. Let me just set you back up now real quick, and then you can watch me cut that. Hope my hand doesn't get in the way. Here we go. Right, let me just quickly grab the Stanley blade. I hope you can see this. So, you just want to start at the bottom. Remember to don't cut yourself, please. Whatever you do not cut yourself. And then I'm just going to show you firstly, actually, that it doesn't fit. So where's the new speaker? Let me just quickly grab the new speaker. There it is. So this is the new speaker. Where's the old one? Let's grab the old one as well. And the old one is here. So this is a lot bigger. This is pretty much the same size as the actual surround of the speaker itself. So as you can tell, that's got a bigger back to it than that, because that's got a small back. So this will fill the whole thing, which will be a lot better and sound a lot better. And it doesn't fit that. So it kind of fits, and then there's a gap where it just sticks out, and obviously you want it really, really flush. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Just put this speaker out of the way for a moment. All it takes is a little bit of cutting. So I want to start at the bottom, and with these sort of Stanley knives, the blades flex as you go round, which is really good, and it helps a lot. Whereas obviously normal ones, they're a lot harder. You don't need to cut away a lot at all. I'm going to show you how much I've cut away. Just bear with me while I do this. I got to concentrate, and then start around here. You don't want to cut too much away. Don't make the hole too big, because if you make it too big, it's going to start getting weak. And if it gets weak, then it's going to rattle and it's going to sound absolutely horrible. Oopsie. Right, so just be careful when you're doing this. If you don't trust yourself and you want to get a professional to do it, get somebody that you know that is like good at doing stuff. That might not be enough, but let's see. So all I did was cut out this piece. So as you can see, this is not a lot I've cut out. I've just cut that round circle out there. And now, hopefully, if I need a little bit more, I'll do a little bit more. But, yeah, there you go. So, it fits flush. Really flush. There's no gap around the edges or anything. It's really flush, and it's going to go in there nicely. What I'm going to do is, this is so easy to drill into. So, your screws, you can just literally put your screws through here. I will show you how to do that. But remember, you've got to connect it up first. You do need to buy the connections. I will leave a link in there. They're the same as the front ones. So you'll need this connection here, and then it has these ends like this. Let me just quickly demo to you. So it will come as a connection like this. Instead of cutting this all up, because it's got 4 wires going into it and there's only 2 wires coming out, just go ahead and buy these. These are really, really cheap. So they just connect into here like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to feed that through there, mount it on top of here, and then we'll be putting loads of sound deadening over there, or you could just tape them down or glue them down, or however you want to do it. And then these will feed through that little gap that I told you to keep through the top, and then the speaker will sit flush over the top of that, like that. But I will show you it properly in a moment. I just need to go ahead and do that. Excuse me sniffing. It's really, really hot in here. I've got a bit of hay fever. So I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to go and get myself prepared for everything that I need next. And then I'll show you how to get this done, and then we'll do the other side, and then we'll see what it looks like. And we'll have a little listen before we plug it all in too far, because we want to make sure that obviously everything works. Okay, now that that is done, what you need to do is connect this terminal thing onto the top, like that. Make sure that it's really, really tight and that they're not going to come off, because once that's in there and it comes off, you're not going to be able, you're going to take it all back off again, and then you're going to have to sort it out. So make sure it's done properly first time. You want this on now, because when you're lining it up, you want to make sure it's in the right place. So what you need to do is put it where you feel is comfortable. You don't want the wire anywhere you're going to drill, because if you're going to drill through here, you don't want to drill into your wire, because you're going to mess everything up. So do it until it's like really good in line, like there's some good places to put some screws. But I've got some really good places to have the screws in now. So what I'm going to do is keep it in place. I've got my trusty little drill. All you need is a tiny drill piece on the end, and then go around. I'm doing it on my own. I have got a helper, but I'm going to do it on my own, because I'm going to prove to you that you can do it by yourself. Because it's so easy to get it through. Okay, so you want to remember where that is. I would probably take the opportunity here, because you don't need to take this back off. There's no need to do it. So have everything ready. Get your screws and your screw holes done, because if you can't remember where they go, then you're going to be a tiny bit in trouble. So just get them started off. I'm just going to go get the other three. Put that in there. With all this mess that's underneath, it's a really good opportunity to take. I mean, I've had this car for a couple of years now, and the amount of mess that's accumulated is not a lot, to be fair, considering I never really pull them out to go underneath or anything like that. So let's put all these screws in. Oh, that was a... Oh, you get different sizes, so you get a small one and a big one. You know what? I'm going to actually change them big ones for little ones, if I can. So I don't think we need to go ahead and... I'm going to leave them ones in, and then I'm going to replace them for small ones. I'm going to just quite quickly find the screwdriver end. I'm not too sure where it's gone. I'm going to grab the screwdriver end now, and then I'll drill these in. Let me just see if I can find it instead of stop them recording. Here we go. So you can use a screwdriver end, or you just go get yourself a screwdriver. It's probably safer to do it with a screwdriver because you're not going to go too far. But if you're like me and you can control the drill really well and you're confident, then use the drill, because it's going to be quicker and easier for you to do it that way. Right, so this car is so difficult to maneuver in. So I'm going to line that up there and then put that in like so. I know you can't really see what I'm going to do, but I'm going to bring you in so you can see what's happened afterwards. Lovely and tight. Perfect. Right. Just going to change the screwdriver ends over, because then if you don't have to have really long ones, then don't. Just have normal size ones. They don't need to go in that far. They really don't. And this little size is perfect for what I want. So just nice and easy. Remember, if you slip, you're going to go through your speaker. So take your time and do it slowly. It's nice and tight. It's not going anywhere. I'm just going to replace these two, like I said, for the other ones, the smaller two, in the mix. You don't really need to see me doing the other side because it's going to be exactly the same, but I will show you the finished article just so you can see that it's nice and done. We will do a bit of a sound demo for you real quick, but I'm going to make sure the radio's on because my other videos keep getting copyrighted because I keep playing songs that are copyrighted, and obviously I don't want to get in trouble. Like I'm happy. Right, so that's all lovely and remember we've got to do the tweeters yet. I will show you how to do that. So that's there. You've got your connection on top here, which just goes into this. You have to make sure that this is mounted and stuck down, because if this is rattling around in there while you're driving along, it's going to sound horrible. It's going to sound like rats invaded you or something. Let me just quickly switch the ignition on. I'm going to make sure it's definitely on the radio, and then we're going to quickly have a listen to this. Remember, the tweeter isn't plugged in, so it's probably not going to be playing everything that's on there. This is really tightly in there, probably better than it was before. It's going to definitely make sure the radio's on when I switch the ignition on, which I'm going to do now. Here we go. Just quickly. Right, before we get done for copyright, we'll switch that off. So as you can hear, it sounds really good. I'm going to put sound editing around this, which I'm going to go ahead and do now. I'm going to get some scissors and all the things that I need, and then I'm going to show you how we can make this. You don't have to use sound editing, keep it exactly like that. Just remember to stick this down, and then we're going to do the tweeter. But I would recommend putting some sound editing on, just because it's there for a reason. It's there because it stops things rattling, and you want to make sure that while you've got this off, just take the time and do it. I mean, it's about 20 quid a roll. It's not too much. And it'll just make so much of a difference. I'm just going to go grab that and we'll get ready and we'll show you how to do that. next thing you need to do, cut up some sound deadening if you've got some. If you haven't, you're not going to do it, then just skip it ahead and then just go to the bit where we're putting the door card back on. But if you're going to do it and you want to do sound deadening, you want it to sound really good, then follow these simple steps. The best thing that sticks to sound deadening is sound deadening. So what we need to do is just peel this back. This is so sticky, it's so good. It proves that this stuff works. It's so good. I can't even get it away from the back end. There we go. So peel this away. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a piece on here. It doesn't have to be too neat, because it doesn't really matter, because you're not going to see it. It's going to be stuck behind your door card, but you want it to be as good as you can. And then the next thing you want to do after you plug this in is just rest it on here, on top of the sound deadening, because then if it's going to vibrate, it will vibrate against the deadening, and it's not going to make a load of noise. Place this piece on top and then mould it around it like so. I've done the same on the other side, and I will show you what it looks like. I'm not going to go around and do it all, because it will take ages and then you guys will get really bored and switch off, and that's not what I want you to do, because I want you guys to like the videos and share them and subscribe. So there we go. So that is there. Look how I pulled the whole thing off before I pulled it off. So that's all on there. That's really good and really well done. So the next thing I need to do is go around the edges with the sound deadening, and I'm not going to do the whole thing, because I'm just going to turn you around and show you how I've done the other side, because I've actually completed the other side. So what you need to do is just follow this around. Don't stick it onto this piece that vibrates, because you will ruin the speaker. Just put it around enough so that this follows. So follow it around like so. This stuff is really flexible, so like this, and then what you want to do is fold it in on itself all the way around. Like I said, remember not to let it touch this bit here. This is really close, but it isn't touching, so it's fine. And then just push it all down. This stuff sticks to anything. It's really good. And then there you have it. So you want to do that. Follow that all the way around. And then I've gone up and over these edges. Remember, don't fill in your holes, because you need those to put your door card back on. And go around here. And then also up here, which you can't see very well, but I will move you, is this moves a little bit. It's not too bad. But what I did on the other side, just for a little added security, just so that you know, is I'll just put this piece of bit of sound deadening on there, and then just wrapped it around it a bit, just to stop it from anything happening, you know, just to give you that extra added security. And then just remember, don't cover these round holes up, because you need them. And now that is rock solid. So things like that you can go around and do. I'm going to switch you all the way around really, really fast, and then you're going to see I can't move in this car. I really am stuck. Right, here we go. Let's do a quick switch around. And then this side here is where it's all done. So if you can see, I've done the top piece. That's all done. It's all the way around, so it's really well. Nothing rattles. All this has been done, so I've just cut strips and then taped it all the way around. The next thing we need to do, because I've done this side, I'm going to crack on and get the other side done, and then I'm going to show you how we can change over the tweeters, because we need to put the tweeters on so that they're done, and then we'll just put the door cards back on. I'm not going to put the door cards back on until I've cleaned up all this mess down here, because I'm not going to get the chance to do it otherwise, and I really want it to be nice and tidy. But I'm going to be selling this car soon, so I want to make sure that it's really done and everything's complete. And then that is how you do that, guys. It looks really smart, really good. Loads of sound deadening. It's better than what VW decided to put in there. All they do is they've got a bag stuffed full of foam in there, so that's all they think is good enough. You can, if you want to, insulate it even more. You can pack loads of stuff down there. You can pack some stuff in behind the actual speaker itself. There's loads of room in there. So much room. And that's it. That's that bit done. So let's get on with the tweeter, and then we'll carry on putting the door cards back on, and then we'll be done. So guys, the next thing we need to do is put these tweeters in here. I've already gone ahead and done this one. I'll show you what it looks like. Don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do it. That's why this one is still out. This is what it looks like in the finished article. So let's lift the camera up a bit, and I'll bring it closer. So as you can see, you got the two wires coming at the bottom. which we're going to connect when we cut the other ones and put the terminals on. And then that's in there nice and flush. And then from the other side you can't really see, but yeah, there it is, surrounded in there. And I'm just going to quickly show you how to do one of these. So let's put this out of the way. The birds are chirping today. It's lovely. Right, so I'm going to try and do it so you can see it really well. Hopefully, if I do it here. Remember, this is plastic here, guys. So put your bench down or put some carpet down when you're working on this, because the last thing you want to do is scratch your plastic up. It's going to look horrible. Take a little screwdriver, that's all you need. And there's 3 little plastic welds holding it together. Just get your screwdriver in there, don't push it in too far, and just prise it out, and then literally pulls out. It does break the plastic welds off, which is absolutely fine because you don't need it. It's very magnetic. The good thing is that the other ones we had to modify on the front, didn't we? But luckily for you, if you get this set, this pops really well and clicks into there, like that. That's not going anywhere. Look at it. Fits in there perfect. So, you want to make sure the bottom piece is facing downwards, so let's spin that around. And you can put Tiger Seal in there, stick a flex, something like that, if you want to use that to hold it in if you're not using the sound deadening. But if you have got it and gone out and got some, and you've paused the video and you've come back and you're like, oh, what next? Then this is what we're going to do. This is really good stuff. Like I say, the Dynamat stuff's really good. You can get cheaper stuff. I don't think there's much difference in them, but I just prefer to get the good quality stuff when I'm doing something like upgrading speakers like this. And then you just want to push it in and mould it all the way around. It's literally just going to act as a barrier, stop it vibrating in there and hold it into place. Where's the other bit gone? Oh, here it is. Oh. Right. Oh, it's so sticky. It's really good stuff. Right, excuse my cold. Let's put this down here. So push that in and down and around, and then let that mould itself down in there. Doesn't matter if you've got some left over, if it goes over the edge or anything, it doesn't really matter as long as it's not going to go over something that's really important. And then push that down and then round in there where the tweeter is itself. Make sure you get it all good inside so that it doesn't move about, because the last thing you want to do is rattle. So that's how you do it. Nice and simple, easy, done. Right, so that's upgrading the tweeter. That's what it looks like inside. It's all good. While you've got it off, the good opportunity is to go round, make sure that these are okay. You might have some, just slide them off, these little clips. If they look good and they look strong, use them again. If they don't, get the new ones that you've gone and got. I hope you've gone and got some new ones, because you will break some. If you don't, like I say, you're very lucky. Just make sure that they're strong and they're strengthened, that they're not going to lose any velocity when you're pushing them in, because you want to make sure that it's going to be in really tight. Go around and check them all. Once you've done that, all we've got to do is change the ends on the connectors, and then we're going to put it all back together. And then just before we push it all in place, we're going to have a quick listen. I hope the radio's on, because again, we don't want to get down for copyright. We have installed the tweeter into the door card itself. We're going to need to change the end over, because currently it's got this one on, and that's not going to work for us, because we need to put these 2 ends on, like this, to be able to get it to work. I've worked out that the plus is the little blue one here, and then the negative is the little brown one. So I've checked that, and that's what goes on each one. What you need to do is get this little screwdriver in here, and there's like a clip fit, and then you can undo the clip fit there like that, and then that comes forward, and then you just wiggle these cables until they come out. And then what happens is you'll see what they look like on the end. So if you decided that you didn't want to have this and you wanted to put it all back to standard and you didn't want to use the speakers anymore, then you've got that option. This should come out easier than this, but it doesn't want to. You just need to give it a little bit of persuasion. Here we go. So you need to pull that back far enough so that these come out. And then they've got like some sort of bullet end on them, I think it is. Let's give it a little persuasion. Keep everything if you want to. I mean, don't throw everything away, obviously. Let me just give this a nice little tug. Tug of war, tug. One's come out. Just need the other one to come out. They're like attached on a little thing underneath. So once they've come off, you end up with two ends like this. You can do it so that they come out with the actual bits in there, but I don't really need them. You can always solder them on. You can use solder if you want to just solder it onto the thing itself, or, I mean, this way is the way I'm doing it just because it's a lot easier for me to do. And then what you need to do is you need to attach whatever colour end goes on each one. I'll show you the device that I've got. So these little things slip over the top of the cable itself, and then you push them in. You usually just slice it, but because they've got some nice ends on there, there's just no point. I've got this clever device here. I'll leave you a link to if you want to get one of these. And the colour code is what it takes, and then all you do is it will only crimp up to the desired amount. So you crimp it down, and then it's crimped, and then that's it, like that. It will only crimp up to that amount. I mean, if you put it in the wrong one, then obviously it won't crimp properly. And then you've got a nice little crimp like that, and then this is rock solid in there. It's not going to come out, not easily anyway. So that's that one. And then when you go ahead and do the other one on the other side, you just line it up nicely. I've already changed the ends on the other one, on the actual tweeters themselves, so that's done. And then you just do that, and then again just go a bit further up and do it. This one's a little tiny bit twisted, but it's fine. And then like so, and then that's all crimped together like so. And then now you've got your two ends. So now all it is going to be now is once we've got them on, just plug and play. We can wrap a little bit. So guys, I've tried to get the door card in and it's not going in properly. So taking it off is a lot easier than putting it back. So what we're going to need to do is remove some back trims here. Seems like a ball ache, I know, but we're going to have to take some of these off just so we can slide it in because it's not going in properly. So the first thing you need to do is pull this down. You can do it with your trim tools, get them in there, but all I literally did is pulled it and then it comes down and it's just held in with two little clips here, which are really, really easy. But you can't get this bit out without pulling this down because there's a bit there that's holding it on. So then the next thing you need to undo are, what is these? Two T20s. There's one in here, holding this side panel on there. And then just put them somewhere you're not going to lose them. And you're going to have to get in the boot for this as well, which is nice and comfy because the Scirocco boots are big. If you've got shopping in there, I suggest getting the shopping out first. Right, and then all it is literally a case of giving it a tug. Once you pulled it away enough, this should just come free. It was all held in by like little clips and stuff. I'll show you all the clips that are holding it on in a moment. So, it's just caught on. Okay. So that's that piece. This is just a cover. And it's got two clips here. There's one there, and there's another clip which stays in there because it likes to be annoying. That's easy to get out usually. It's just a little push clip. I'll show you where it goes, just in case yours stays in like mine did. That just literally pushes in like that, and then that pushes down to get it back out of there. So with that removed, it's going to make this door card a lot easier to put on. I'm going to try and get this bit out of the way as well, because I want you to be able to see what's going on. So bear with me while I do that. I've already done the other side, guys, so that's done. There's only this other side left to do. Let me grab this. Okay. Right, so there's three. This fin here covers this up. It goes under there. And then there's another T20 hidden under there. So that's sneaky. But there we go. This is why I do these videos, so you can find out where things are by me making mistakes. Anyway, you have to excuse my bunged up nose because I've got hay fever. So, now we're exposed, we should be able to get this door card in lovely. I'm just going to go out to the other side and show you what in your video. Okay guys, so once you've removed all this back piece up here, to allow for the door card to slide in place, just sit it in here in place where it's got to go. I've already done the driver's side. I'll show you what it's like in a minute. I'm sure you've already seen what it looks like before it's been taken out anyways. And then you need to connect the tweeter make sure that's all connected. I've already tested it, like I said, and before, so I know it's all working fine. There's a little lug on here. You can't really see it, but it's a square lug, and it goes into that bit there. You have to make sure that lines up, because that's the bit that's a nuisance. It's harder to get it back on than it is to take it off, but that's just the case with everything. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and do it, and hopefully successfully do it as well. Just remember your speakers behind there, so not to get it put up on anything. You're going to have to bring this forward and then make sure everything lines up well. Okay, so that wants to go there. Let's close that. You're going to have to keep on doing this and doing this back up again just to see where it wants to go. And then, right, so that's fine. Good. This bottom piece is good. So now I'm going to look behind here and see if it's catching on anything, which it isn't, which is another good thing. And then make sure this cover here goes over it. This bit here is where it becomes a bit of a nightmare. Make sure your seatbelt's the other side of it. You don't want that in the way. And then it should be okay. There we go. So what you need to do is just make sure it lines up. Put it all in line. It all starts to click back into place. And then I'm just going to go outside quickly and show you from the other side. Alright, so once you've pushed the door card on and it's flush against the back, you want to make sure that all these bits here on the edge line up. So just line them up to where they got to go. There we go. And then you want to tap. Make sure that this rubber is straight all the way down. There we go. Like that, flushes anything. So go around, check it all, make sure it's all in line, and that's how you put door card back on, guys. And we're just going to go back to putting on the back piece that we had to take off to allow it to go in, and then we'll be done, other than the seat. You just need to remember to put this screw that you took out in. That goes in here. This is a T25, so remember that you need to get a T25 so that you can do this one up. Once that's back in, sadly we had to take all this off. I would like to have shown you that you could do it without taking any more of the trim off, but you can't. But it doesn't matter, it doesn't take too long to put it back on. I'm just going to show you how to do that right now. Make sure that this clip is in here, because that pushes into there, and then there's another 3 screws to do up after that. Put the seatbelt in first, so that's out of the way. That's split. It isn't broken, that's how it is. So you need to have that like that so that you can get the seatbelt in. The VW are clever, because they always are. Right, so line that up, where it goes. There you go. When you hear that click, you know it's in. And then there is also another locating one here, which goes there. There we go. Once that's all in place, remember the hidden screw from earlier? That's a T20, so let's get that back in. I didn't notice there was a hidden one under there. I did the other side, but I didn't actually have to take off the trim. I managed to do it without taking this bit off. I kind of let it just hang there. But never mind, this is the proper way to do it. So let's do it this way. So this goes back in, like so. Make sure it's nice and tight. This clip here goes up under there and then pushes on like that. That's done. Then there's another 2 of these, so it goes in here, like so. And the other one, be careful when you're putting it in the last one, because if you drop it, you're going to have to take it all off again. So maybe do it first. If you're like me and you like a challenge, do it last. Because it goes all the way in like that there. And if you don't get it in the hole, it's going to fall down behind it, and then you're going to have to take it all out and do it all again, which isn't convenient. Not convenient at all. So the last piece that we've got to put on is this. So make sure that these clips are in, because they can move and fall off. So make sure they're back in, and then this bit clips into there. So this should line up nicely, I hope, the last final piece. Remember, it goes underneath here, so get it under there before we put that bit on. Line all this up. Plastic sounds horrible, it's great against some other sort of plastic. Might need to use a trim tool for this. Put that bit in. This is why trim tools are really handy. They actually do the job that they're meant to do. Make sure it all lines up before you go and ram it all in. That's nice. Right, put this piece up. Push that in. Seems like them clips aren't lining up somewhere. Right, okay. So that needs to go in there. Just push that down. Lovely. Right, so remember there's two little pins on behind there, they need to make sure they line up. There you go. They're all clipped in place now. And then this literally just slides over the top of this. Like that. Put that bit over there. Oh gosh, it's going all the way down. That's it. That's all back together. Yeah, last thing we need to put back in is a seat, and then we're going to have a quick listen to it, alright? Okay, so the last thing to do before we give this all a listen to is put this bench seat back in. Let's have a little bit of a clean up. So we're just going to whack that in. Do you remember how it came out? I'm going to show you if you forgot. So easy, so simple to do. Right, so the first thing you need to do is line your seatbelts up. Slide that over the top of them. This goes at that angle. So it's underneath. Make sure your seatbelts are the right side. Seatbelts have to be up. You know what? Nothing ever goes back how it came out. Right, make sure the seatbelts are up, yeah? When you're lifting this up, make sure the seatbelts don't escape. These have got a hook underneath here, so we need to lift them up high enough to get under there. So once they're hooked under there, literally bang them down until they hit in place. And that's it, guys. It's done. That's how you change the rear door cards, upgrade the speakers in the VW Scirocco. Okay guys, so now the whole system's in. The front ones are done, the back ones are done, everything's done. So let's just give it a listen and see what it sounds like. I've got some free music that's uncopyrighted to play, so that's good. We'll give it a listen. As you can hear, it's really, really clear. It doesn't distort at all. The bass is good, the treble's good, all the voices that are speaking is just like really, really good. Let's just see how high we can get it before it starts to distort. It's gone off. The only reason it's gone off is because I let my battery go flat. Turn down anyway. So I mean, as you can see, it's really good. I need to give the battery a good old charge because when I was installing the back, I left the interior lights on and it drained my battery, and the only thing that works at the moment is the radio. You've been watching Flame with a channel. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. And if you like the video, please comment below and give it a like. Thanks again. Speak to you soon. Bye.